What we doing?
Is there not a First Amendment?
It's a First Amendment, but you've got people concerned, so I'm just asking what you're doing. You need to get to stepping. You need to get to stepping in front of the area. Young man, I'm not. Yeah, you're free to go.
I'm free to stay. Nope.
Didn't you go with me then?
So you're gonna put your hands on me?
I am. Turn around.
I asked you to put. I asked you to get. What have I committed? What is your
yourself.
reasonable articulable suspicion I committed a crime?
If you won't ID yourself, dude.
What is your reasonable articulable suspicion?
Because you were failing to identify
What crime?
If it's on a public sidewalk or not, they don't want him standing out in front of the bank, making people uneasy. And I asked him what his name was. He refused a lawful order by giving me his name and moving down the road. This is simple. Give me your name. That's all you need to do. Because what he was doing, he was standing here. He wasn't breaking any laws by being on the sidewalk. He's allowed to film all day long. We're not going to play the game coming back every 20 minutes either.
Well, if he ain't on their property, then he's not trespassing.
But I'm not going to. We're not going to overtalk each other.
Let me talk to him.
We're not going to overtalk over each other.
Let me talk to him.
What's good, YouTube? It's BBcast back in with another video and another reaction. And in today's video is from Lake Ozark Police Department over there in Missouri. I did a video on this situation where you had Officer Winker put this dude in handcuffs for recording on the sidewalk. Well, in today's video is the full body cam footage where a follower sent me, where Officer Wolf and Sergeant Meyer end up coming to the scene. You go see that his supervisor got kind of annoyed with him. It's ridiculous how this officer was acting. I'm gonna watch it, get my reaction. Let me know what y'all think about the comment section, and let's get into the video.
Pretty good. What we doing?
Is your body cam on?
It is.
Okay. Why do you have your gloves on?
I always wear my gloves.
Okay.
Why you have a mask on?
Do I not have the right to have a mask?
Absolutely, but what are you doing filming the bank?
Exactly what it seems like.
For what?
Is there not a First Amendment?
There is a First Amendment, but you've got people concerned, so I'm just asking what you're doing.
So my right to record as people concerned? So you enforce feelings?
No, I'm just asking what you're doing.
Why don't you enforce the law?
Get your hands out of your pockets.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's pretty cold, so
I understand.
I don't have gloves like you. So
You want some?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I like to have my hands on.
You got any ID on you?
Why would I need that?
I'm just wanting to find out who you are. You got a mask on. I can't see your face.
Exactly. We're in public.
You are. But you need to vacate in front of the bank.
And where am I at?
You're in Lake Ozark, Missouri.
Am I not on the public easement?
You are.
So why do I need to vacate the public sidewalk?
Because you've got people nervous and they want to know what you're doing.
Are you giving me a lawful order?
I am giving you a lawful order. You need to move the area.
Let me ask you this.
Young man, I'm not going to play this game with you.
You waive your qualified immunity.
I'm not going to play this game with you.
You waive your qualified immunity.
You need to step. You need to get stepping.
You waive your qualified immunity.
You need to get to stepping.
I'm asking you to pull out your sergeant. I'm asking you to get your sergeant.
I don't have to get my sergeant.
Get Sergeant Meyer.
I don't have to do that.
Get Sergeant Meyer. I'm asking you to get a sergeant here. You don't know the law.
Yeah, I know the law.
You're a dangerous man.
29 years I've been doing it.
You got your gloves on. You're ready to put your hands on me.
I'm not going to put my hands on you. My hands are on my vest.
You gave me an unlawful order to vacate when I'm on a public sidewalk.
You are on a public sidewalk.
So why would I need to leave?
I'm giving you a lawful order that you need to vacate in front of the area. Young man, I'm not. Yeah, you're free to go.
I'm free to stay. Thank you.
You need to vacate the area.
I'm not vacating.
Yeah, you are.
Nope.
Didn't you go with me then?
So you're gonna put your hands on me?
I am. Turn around.
I asked you to put. I asked you to get Sergeant Meyer.
I'm not gonna put. I'm not getting Sergeant Meyer. I've asked you to move.
I asked you to get Sergeant Meyer.
I've asked you to move.
I asked you to get Sergeant Meyer. You're gonna don't. You gonna? Hey, excuse me. He threw my phone down on the
sure
ground,
did.
guys. He threw my
I sure
phone
did.
On the ground, guys. You gonna? Hey, excuse me. He threw my phone down on the ground, guys. He threw my phone on the ground, guys.
You good? Yeah.
Threw my phone on the ground, guys.
Sure did.
Why'd you do that? Hey, can you get my phone first? Okay. You not want to get Sergeant Meyer off? Why not? Why not? You're better, huh? You're gonna unlawfully arrest me.
I'm not arresting. I'm just detaining you.
Okay, for what crime?
How do you turn your phone off?
For what crime? Don't turn my phone off. Don't turn my phone off. That is my First Amendment to record. Do not turn my phone off. Do not turn my phone off.
Boss, it hasn't been recording since your phone hit the ground.
Okay then.
So how do I turn it off?
He turned my phone off.
How did I turn your phone off?
You threw it on the ground.
The screen won't stay off.
Exactly. So you threw my phone on
Your
the
phone
ground.
is going up here, okay?
That's fine. I'm asking you to
boss.
get Sergeant Meyer out here. You're making a mistake.
What's your name?
I'm not telling you my
Well,
name.
you're failing to identify yourself.
What,
so
what,
that's why
crime,
you're
what
getting
crime
involved.
have I committed?
You're failing to identify
What is your
yourself.
reasonable articulable suspicion
If
I
you
committed a
can't,
crime?
if you won't ID yourself, dude.
What is your reasonable articulable suspicion?
Because you're failing to identify
What
yourself.
crime have
Is this the same guy we dealt with multiple times?
708, 702. He'll never answer his radio.
You want me to call him? I think I pulled him over. He's the guy who had the plate light out that I cited,
Yeah.
and he's been. So I know his name. I just can't think of it right now.
Gave him an awful order to move out in front of the bank. He's got people nervous. And he's failing to identify himself. So there's my reason.
Didn't know getting people nervous was against the law. That's new to me.
Mind if I talk to him, see if he'll give me his name?
Oh, I don't care. Yeah, if you can give me his name. Well, I asked him once.
Hey, boss.
What's going on?
So the reason that you're in cuffs right now is because you're not identifying with my other officer there?
Yes.
What's your name, dude?
What reasonable articulable suspicion?
So
I'm talking now.
It's
What-
called
what-
suspicious activity.
But what crime have I committed?
You're making these people feel uncomfortable.
I'm asking you, Clayton
And they've
Wolf.
said that
Clayton
they've
Wolf
asked you to
17.
leave, right?
Clayton Wolf 17.
Right.
What crime am I committing?
So they've asked you to leave.
I'm asking you.
They've asked you that they don't want you here.
Sir, I said yes.
So we
sir,
have
you.
to identify you.
I'm asking you, what crime have I committed?
Okay. And I just told you.
What crime?
I literally just told you.
Just answer. What crime?
I've already told you 3 times. I'm not going to.
Sir, what?
They don't want you here.
Sir,
They don't want you. They've asked you that they don't want you. They've asked you to leave.
I'm asking you.
They've asked you that they don't want you here.
Sir, I said yes.
So we
sir,
have
you.
to identify you.
I'm asking you, what crime have I committed?
Okay. And I just told you.
What crime?
I literally just told you.
Just answer. What crime?
I've already told you 3 times. I'm not going to tell you.
That
again.
is what crime have I
Okay.
committed?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Nope. It is the same guy though.
I don't care if it's on a public sidewalk.
It's 100%. He's the same guy.
I don't care if it's on a public sidewalk or not. They don't want him standing out in front of the bank, making people uneasy. And I asked him what his name was. And he refused a lawful order by giving me his name and moving down the road.
I wonder if his car's here.
I don't know what he's driving. This is simple. Give me your name. It's all you need to do.
Woman been out here.
I don't know for sure. He's been out there a little while. Maybe about half an hour now.
About a half an hour. Okay.
We've had customers in the drive-thru who's been, they're upset because they're like, we don't want him filming us in
Right.
our car. And he never come in here,
Okay.
but he's been out there and filming cars as they're going.
Do you want
by.
him trespassed from here?
I'm sorry.
Do you want him trespassed from here?
I don't know. I know we got an email saying that as long as they're on public property and the sidewalk is public property, that we really can't do anything about
Right.
it. So I don't know.
Well, right now he's failing to give us like an location, so
Okay.
he's not doing that. So that means he's at this time being detained.
Okay.
But I need to know from you guys if you guys want him trespassed from this property.
This officer trying to be slick, trying to get him trespassed so he could get his name.
Well, I've tried to get a hold of our security officer, and he's not answering.
Okay.
Let me see if he's got a cell phone that we can call.
Okay.
In just a moment.
What's that? Huh?
They're not going to do it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay,
So
I appreciate
thank
it.
you, ma'am.
Thank you for your speed.
Yep.
Anyway, says he knows you. That's what he said. He won't take his mask down. He won't tell me who he is.
Is your body cam on?
It is.
His body, Sergeant Meyer, what am I doing in
You know his?
I'm familiar with him. I don't remember your name right off my head, but
What am I doing in cuffs?
well, he detained you for his investigation.
He couldn't tell me what crime I committed.
You failed to comply with a lawful order.
What
I done
crime-
told you.
what crime
I
have I
told you
committed?
to get moving, and I
What-
told you to identify yourself.
What crime have I committed?
I just told you.
Before you were here on the scene, what crime have I committed?
None. Until
Okay,
you.
so why do I have to ID myself?
Because I gave you a lawful order to do so.
I have
Because
not
I'm
committed
investigating
a
on why
crime.
you're standing out here in front.
You cannot articulate what crime I
Okay,
committed.
all right.
All right, let me get the.
You can't articulate what crime I committed.
Once you tell me who you are, you're going.
That is the. I can figure his name out.
Because what he was doing, he was standing here, he wasn't breaking any laws by being on the sidewalk. And I asked him, I said, hey, you've got people in here nervous. Would you mind stepping down the road for me? He goes, am I on a public easement? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, why is your gloves on? I said, I wear them all the time when I deal with people. And he goes, well, I ain't moving. I said, I'm giving you an order to get to stepping and identify yourself and pull your mask down. You ain't gonna do that either. I said, okay, if you're not gonna identify yourself, you're going in the back of my car until you identify yourself. But he wasn't breaking any laws. He's allowed to film all day long.
Did they ever tell him to leave or anything? Or was he ever on?
They're saying he was on the grass. Wolf's double checking, because if he was on this portion of the grass, that's technically theirs. That portion's not. Like I said, when I got here, he was standing on the sidewalk filming, which he's allowed to do. But he says he knows you.
Well, he's done some video requests before. I know I can get his name. I know that. We have him in a report or two. I just can't think of it right off my head.
Wolf did a traffic stop on him here a while back.
Yeah.
But he's trying to find his name and he can't find it. Of course he locked it. Once he tells me his name, he's free to go.
I've got his name. As long if there's no crime from on their end. Then
Okay. I'll wait for Wolf to come back and then.
we probably need to want to know if they're going to want to trespass him from here.
But I'm not going to play the game coming back every 20 minutes either.
Well, if he ain't on their property, then he's not trespassing.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying.
I mean on their end before we kick him.
This officer has lied to me in your face. And he is a body cam and on footage. I did not curse him that way. I did not curse him at all. I did not curse him at all. He's lying.
That might just be a figure. I always talk like that.
I did not curse at you.
I always talk like that.
But
But,
you-
regardless,
but
I
if
gave
you-
you it.
if
We're not
you're
gonna overtalk each other.
Let me
If you're
talk to him.
translating
We're not gonna overtalk over each other.
Let me talk to him.
translating to the sergeant.
They don't want him trespassed or anything.
Then why did they call?
I don't know. They said that they had customers coming in and coming through the drive-through, coming on the call lines, saying that they felt unsafe and that he was,
Yeah, he didn't break any laws because he was on the sidewalk.
right, and saying that they were he was pointing at them, harassing them, and just doing all sorts of things, just basically pointing at camera and pointing at them.
Oh, okay.
So he hasn't done anything aside from not identifying.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Okay.
But
Well, as soon as Meyer gets done, I'll cut him loose and we'll just play the game. Every 20 minutes we'll be back dealing with him.
We're making sure there's no criminal offense that was committed before we got here at the bank.
And there wasn't, so
They called us.
But he put me in cuffs
That's a
because I
detainment.
was not moving.
That's a detainment. He had an investigation to do
I'm
here at the
telling you,
bank.
y'all messed up. Y'all messed up extremely bad.
You always say that to us.
I've not always said it to you. I've only had one interaction with you.
But every time we've dealt with you, it's always us.
It is, y'all. Officer Clayton Wolf does not know the law. He asked me where I get my law book from. I said I don't have to identify myself if I'm a passenger in the vehicle. He tried to fabricate probable cause by saying I didn't have my seatbelt on when I in fact did on camera.
Okay,
So
but look.
he couldn't get my ID and identify me. So he doesn't know my name. Now you don't know my name because you don't remember the public record request that I submitted.
I just don't remember right off the top of my head.
He doesn't know my name because I never gave my name and or ID because I have not committed a crime.
Okay, and that may be the case.
Okay, so why am I still in cuffs?
Because we are in still investigation of this.
When
We
is
were
this-
called here for this.
Okay, so how long am I going to sit back here?
I'm going to talk to him. He went in to talk to them, and then we're going to figure this out. Give me another minute.
Is his body cam on?
yes, it is.
Don't mute yours and
See?
don't mute and don't
See the
mute
recording on
do
there?
not mute
you don't have
those
to show
body
him. You don't
cams.
have to show him that shit.
Is there a crime here? Are they wanting
They don't want him
trespass?
trespassed.
Alright.
They got nothing.
Okay. How about?
Yeah, I'm telling you, you done messed up. Put your hands on me like that. And I'm on a public easement and broke no law. Couldn't articulate any kind of law that I broke in, and you put me in handcuffs.
Yep, I sure did.
And you messed my shoulder up, so I need medical attention.
Well, you're going to be free to go.
No, I need medical attention because he done messed my shoulder up. Look how he's handling me.
Just let him get the cuffs off.
I'm relaxing. I'm relaxing. Look how he's handling me.
Once he gets the cuffs off,
No,
you
I
are
need
free.
medical
You are free
attention.
to call the
I
ambulance.
can't even feel my hand.
Call for a medical.
I can't even feel my hand, bro.
17 Miller.
Okay. Okay. He's calling for a
This subject is released and is requesting medical attention. If you could please have an ambulance come to our location.
You think your officers should act like this?
Do you think you should be acting
What
like
am I doing wrong? You put me on their property now. I have not. What am I doing wrong? You put me on their property now. I have not stepped on their property at all.
You're free to go.
But I've always been free to go, and I was free to stay.
You wasn't. You were detained until he could
But
investigate
what
they were.
crime have I committed?
That's what he was investigating.
What crime have I committed, though?
That's what he was investigating. Once he went in and talked to him, and they said there was no crime, you're free to go. You're out of cuffs. You can go.
But what's your badge number and name? What's your badge number and name?
I'm not doing this video. That is Officer Winkler, 708.
So why are you investigate?
We're not medical.
You're not the regular report.
We're not medical.
Y'all not the regular report.
That's up to him.
You're not the regular report.
There's no report to be done. There's no crime committed. I did. I have the right to do that. I can detain you, but I'm done talking to you.
Do you want to ride to the fire station?
I need to see something. Someone needs to see my shoulder.
If you want to ride, I'll give you a ride.
I need someone to see my shoulder on the scene.
I'm offering you a ride, right? To go right there.
702, Harris giving the subject a ride to the fire station.
And that's the end of that video. And my take on that, just for how this officer was acting, how unprofessional he was being, was just ridiculous. Because for the simple fact in the beginning, he just kept saying, oh yeah, he ain't commit no crime. It's perfectly fine for him to record. He just wasn't moving when I was telling him to. Like,
Gave him an awful order to move out in front of the bank. He's got people nervous. And he's failing to identify himself, so there's no reason.
and then that's when you hear this officer say, I don't care, it was on a public sidewalk. He didn't want to ID. He didn't want to keep moving. And it's just like, is he even hearing himself, like right here?
I don't care if it's on a public sidewalk or not. They don't want him standing out in front of the bank, making people uneasy. And he refused a lawful order by giving me his name and moving down the road.
And then that's when you're having a supervisor come and start trying to handle the situation. You can even hear in his voice that he was even getting tired of Officer Winker, like right here.
I'm not going to play the game coming back every 20 minutes either.
Well, if he ain't on their property, then he's not trespassing.
But regardless, I gave you it. We're not going to overtalk each other.
Let me talk to him.
We're not going to overtalk over each other.
Let me talk to him.
And it just goes to show that these officers care more about their ego than serving the community. But that's my take on it, though. Let me know what y'all think about the comment section. How you feel about the Lake Ozark Police Department for detaining this dude, putting him in handcuffs, all because he didn't want to give this officer his name, just for them to end up letting him go because they realized he ain't committing no crimes and he wasn't doing anything wrong. That's my take on it, though. Let me know what y'all think about the comment section. Make sure to like and subscribe, and y'all have a wonderful day.